This conference will now be recorded.
So now I'm going to share my screen here. Can you able to see my screen, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. So now, please do stop me in case if you're not able to hear my sound. Of course, I should be able to do that. Or if you're not able to see my screen, because the whole objective is that we need to communicate each other. If we can become a monolithic, then it's not going to be useful. All right. So thank you again for coming by. So today is same topic, but in an advanced level, right? Yesterday we talked about the fundamentals of IoT, then your basics on the artificial intelligence, how machine learning, artificial intelligence are connected, and we also talked about the deep learning. So today I'm going to touch upon a little bit on higher side and more on a practical side. I want to really get onto the hands-on, because like I was telling yesterday, so coming from an industry background, I really would like the program has to be some kind of an hands-on. So yesterday we talked about it, one or two slides, maybe a fundamental, just to recall yesterday what we talked. And after that we talk about some applications, and then we will talk about these things. So today what I'm also going to do is that we will have some demo sessions. I would like to show some of the IoT and machine learning demo. In the second half we have a second session we have anyway, that demo. So I wanted to show a demo. For that I have my colleague Bharat will be joining me. So he would demonstrate, because the hardware is actively in Bangalore, so he will be sitting with the hardware. And then what we could do, see, we will show the IoT demo, the environmental. I think yesterday somebody was asking me, sir, where is the kit available, and what IoT, the temperature sensor, humidity sensor, all those things. So I'm going to show those actual workings, how it is programmed in Python, and how it is connected. Like you remember yesterday we talked about the 4 different components, right? One is the sensor, microcontroller, connectivity, and then your cloud. So I'll walk you through all the 4 components in a live demo. One is that, and also will show you some AI machine learning demo. We already created certain demo. We'll show that. And in between we would also want to invite one of you, or 2 of you if you're in the same location, to log in to our hardware kit. Dr. who is the host, he can nominate, or himself can log in, just to make, you want to make sure that the virtual networking, how it works. Anybody can do the experiment on the hardware board. Yesterday I showed you. So that is whole purpose. Let's make it a very lively and show and live demo. All right. So let's go on to this one. So now general classification of AI. Yesterday, so there were a lot of questions on what is that CNN, what is that RNN, and all. So I just classified 2 different types. One is the type, one is the narrow AI, which is basically to the point you get an answer, right? Narrow, very narrow band artificial intelligence. And another generic, we talked about, right? Yesterday was generic and applied AI. We talked about very generic. If it is a movie, if it is any sort of a game, we know that what is the output, expected output, right? You always apply that a general thing. And we also have some kind of a strong in terms of algorithms, in terms of the implementations, and in terms of the complexity, right? So we have type 1, and type 2 is the reactive machines, right? It will actually react. One example is the automated voice machine, right? You talk something, for example, railway reservation, I'm giving an example, or you talk any 800 support, so when you talk, the machine will provide the answer for you, right? It's a reactive. It's not basically active, it's a reactively, it will tell you what is the thing there. And limited memory, because certain circumstances we might have a limited memory. You remember yesterday we looked into the ARM processor. So it has one just so is it okay, sir, my screen?
Shiva sir,
Yes, sir. Your screen is good.
Yes.
Is good? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So then we have a limited memory and theory of mind, and then self-awareness. We'll get into those details. Theory of mind, self-awareness, limited memory, reactive machine. So there are different artificial intelligence classification. It's all made depending upon the characteristic, depending upon the hardware, depending upon the implementation, and depending upon the cloud. They made a different types. But eventually, everything whatever we are looking into the screen and everything is going to be remain. The whole concept is train the model, right? Data, train the model, output. These are the three: data. If you have more data, you are a master or a guru in artificial intelligence. If you have less data, then don't even talk about the artificial intelligence, right? Because we need a lot of data. It could be an image data, it could be text data, or it could be a combination of that. So, or it could be in a global from different locations. So all the information, whatever you're getting, it is very important to that. So you take that data, process it, and then another thing is you are training that model, right? Yesterday we saw that TensorFlow is the one application I showed that yesterday. So let's see how practically we can do it. Today we are going to show an OpenCV model. Yesterday I touched upon the blood and how you can connect to an OpenCV camera and then detect an object or detect a mask wearing. So we'll show those aspects. So now let's go on to the broader classifications. Artificial in the broad classification. That was a very abstract level. Broad one, machine learning. So you have a deep learning here. Let me get my pen here. So we have a deep learning here, right? I mean, you have a yesterday we talked about that deep learning, that neural networks, right? Different types of neural networks. It goes to the really to the center of the brain, and then it actually you're training to the brain, like something I'm training to the brain, and then you get the output here. And then you have the natural language processing. You've got the text generation, question answering, context extractions, classification, machine translation. So these are all, you can customize it. For example, chatbot. If you see the chat answering machine, you can really send that one. Or if you want to convert the text to the voice or voice to the text, you can do that. And then we have the speech recognitions, right? Speech to the text and text to the speech. Yesterday I showed you on next slide. It talks about different what it evolved, for last few days here. And then you have the vision, right? Basically, you got the machine vision, and then the your image recognition, and then robotics. Yesterday we talked about right. The classic example always I give is the PCB, right? Whenever you want to make any manufacturing, that is a classic example we can do on that. Okay. And then the planning, then we have the whole this thing is the planning. If you want to do it in the longer term, then you need to be planned and you need to have the system. Okay. Now is on hello. Yeah, okay. So it did, I was muted there.
Sir.
Is okay? Yeah.
Yeah, audible.
Okay. Then adds an intelligence. So these are the adopts through progressive learning algorithms, more and deeper data, then achieves incredible accuracy. So these are the basically an attributes, right? I mean, what are the attributes for making your artificial intelligence, right? So we have several aspects to that. We will go through that, what the vendor is doing on that. Okay, now this is one application. Yesterday I did not show that, but this is the spam email, right? Now you can have your artificial intelligence to detect or to train that your machine, it detect the undesired wordings. If anything undesired wordings there in the text, automatically detect as a spam email, right? You get, right? I mean, most of the times, or sometimes you'll experience that if there is no gateway, you will experience that, right? So there you are basically um, filtering the spam email. It immediately go to spam. If anything undesired thing it comes, it goes to the spam there. So how you do it is basically you are trained the machine in such an email server. Your email server, you are installing all your artificial intelligence this thing onto the email server, and then you are training to that, right? Yeah. Now, popular AI outcomes. Yesterday we talked about it, right? Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple Siri, and then Microsoft Cortana. So these are the basically, an evaluation from the AI or a machine learning, right? You get the excuse me, input, and then you get the output on this. So now let's see onto the this. So I talked about it, introduction to expert system in AI, right? Like if you go to the service now or any service organization, you get at least first level servicing on that only. I'm sure it is there. For example, during this pandemic, people are not there in the office. This is working very nicely, for example, you take my internet, you take my mobile phone, right? So internet, if it is not there, then it will ask me to do certain checks, before I really technician come online. It says that, okay, now is your internet coming in one PC, internet coming in second PC, can you reboot the modem, can you reboot the your whole system, can you reset? So those are the initial thing, everything is happening from the recorded thing, right? So it's how it's is. Then after all the things, if the machine detect that, then it will recognize that, okay, so something problem, then they get a live technician there, no? So that way they're reducing the manpower over there. So sample input, then it gives an advice. There are certain rules also, they put some rules engine, so they program that, okay, now certain time, if the customer is not able to understand this incoming voice, then we have to connect to the technicians, right? So straight away they discourage to giving you to the technician, no? They want you to be these things. Similarly, when you go to the airport checking, right? Airport checking now, they want to avoid all the manpower, right? You just, as soon as you go there, you give your passport, it recognizes, or give your ID, and it recognizes, and then you are into the immigrations there, right? So they wanted to really encourage the auto check-in or auto this. So those several things, there's a machine learning happening there, because sometimes they have to connect to the travel agent, their travel agent system. Sometimes they have to connect it to their security system, right? Whether this passport is valid or not valid, they have to connect to the some immigration department. So all those things, is all very, very secured, secured based systems. You're getting it there. Now, component of expert systems is that there's a knowledge base. Knowledge base means whatever question you're asking, it has to answer the standard question, they answer. And then there is an inference range, and then there is a user interface. The user is talking to them, and then you give on to the next one. So knowledge engineer and a human expert, right? So knowledge engineer will give the initial one, and then human expert, if it doesn't able to answer from the human knowledge, then it go to the human expert, right? So knowledge base stores all the relevant information, data, rules, case, and relationship. And inference engine seeks information and relationship from the knowledge base and provide the answer. And the rule is the conditional statement that links given conditions, backward chaining and forward chaining. So you've got lot many aspects to the knowledge expert system out there. Let's see what are the different languages. Now, how do you program it? Basically, okay, now I can program it in general English. Then you are prepared to put so much of CPU and so much of memory. You have to take all the letters, all the strings, all the characters. What you cannot afford to have that kind of machine. That's why all these programming languages are there, right? So you make it a very, very shorter and where computer can understand, right? And of course, there's a compiler is there. You convert that high level language to a computer zeros and one. So let's see what are the different languages we have there. So we have five best programming languages we have taken from here. The topmost is today is the Python, considered to be the first place in the list of all AI development. There I'll show you why it is very, very popular. Next slide. Then R has also another package, like it has got a good database, and then different models are there. So field of machine learning, they're using it. And Lisp is one of the oldest and most suited language for the development of in AI. I have not used that. Prolog is widely used for the on medical projects. Yes, that's right. Designing. Actually, I used it for certain aspects on the manufacturing side, but now it was very old version that time. So now they have got it for the medical projects. So one can really use it. And Java, of course, that is considered to be a good choice for AI development. But some people like Java, some people like, most people nowadays they're liking Python because it's a very, very simple language. You just is an interpreted as an English language, right? It's more in between an English and a machine learning, right? So as long as you know that. So Python is definitely a number one. Why it is number one? Because it is easy, expressive, free, and open source. That's important, right? You don't have to pay anything. You can up and running your Python in next maybe 10 or 20 minutes, right? Just download the Python and then you start writing your whatever the logic or your expressions or your equations. Then automatically it will give the result, and then take that programming and put it into any IoT device, right? We are going to show that we have the environmental monitoring will show that. So then high level, then you have the so high level language, and it's very portable. You can have your Linux, you can have Windows, or you can have your Mac OS. It's portable, and it is an object oriented, right? All is considered as an object, right? Your strings, your numbers, your variables, everything is an object. So let's see how we can make it. But only thing is, you need to know, or you need to this thing for writing that program, right? You cannot mix and match about the within the objects. When you have a strings and the value and the numbers, right? We need to that, right? When you're doing the Python programming, so you need to understand. And good thing is that it has got a debugger, right? You can debug it, and it will tell you that where exactly you're going the error. You can fix that. Extensible, so it can be expandable, it can scale up. You can scale it up to this thing. Embeddable, so you can embed within a microcontroller. That is important for my IoT projects, right? I cannot afford to have a different system that has got a OS. I cannot have a different system database in somewhere. Of course, if it's a larger database, I don't mind. So all the OS, all your application software, everything has to be in one thing. There's embeddable and interpreted. So it is a very easily interpreted. A large standard library. That is a very, very good point. Number 10, large. It has got so much of community available, so you don't have to worry that someone will do this thing. And then the GUI programming, it has got very nice GUI programming. May not be that much good as other specialty tool. It's not meant to be that, but it's okay. You can and dynamically tap. So it is dynamically tap. Immediately you get the result. You say 4 + 4, then you get it. Right? So that's kind of a stuff here, right? Yeah. So now, what are the different features in the Python? So you have a easy to learn and use, then expressive language, interpreted language, classroom, then free and open source. He just put it in a very same diagram, but we put it in a explainable on this. Now R is another language. Is basically language and software environment for statistical analysis. We will talk about that, but we are not going through the R programming itself. But it is for anything statistical analysis or a noise user, you can always use this one. And R is well developed, simple and effective programming, which include the conditional loops. I mean, if you use the Python, you will know the conditional loops, user defined, recursive functions, and input and output. Remember, if you can master the Python about the fundamentals, it's a very helpful for any program, any artificial intelligence you want to do that, because all those basic functions what we learn, it's going to be used, So, and it's pretty easy, In fact, we are talking that how we can, whether can we implement this Python programming in the higher secondary school or in diploma level. It's possible. So we'll see how it goes into that. Then R has effective data handling and storage facility, suite of the operator calculation arrays, and then R is very rich in logarithm. So the reason I'm saying is that once you know the one programming language, it's always easy to portable or put it into the other stuff on that. Okay, now what are the IDEs and platforms available? So you have popularly you have the IDLE, which is an IDE listing, Spider, PyCharm, and most of it has got your Python flavor only. Then Atom, then Jupyter, Anaconda, then PyDevelop and Thorny. So anything you can load it. I mean, it's not hard and fast rule that you have to use this only, but these are the IDs available. What are the IDs? It has got your editor, it has got your debugger, it has got some save filing, right? Everything, it's like an environment, right? I think other day, I don't know if I explained to you, it is a tool. So you have the kitchen already made there, you have all the ingredients, there has to be some tools to cook your food, right? It could be a pressure cooker, or it could be a cookie cutter, or it could be a knife, or anything. That those are the tools available for you. Take this input ingredients from the market and prepare it. So it's a very nice components they have given in the IDs. You can always add it to the your to these different IDs that we will show. That we are going to show you, I think, one or two Thorny, and probably we'll show this IDLE also. We'll show one or two development platform, how we have developed the Python code to get the environmental sensor, for example, temperature, humidity, air quality. So we'll show that, we'll demonstrate that, how you can program it, and then remotely somebody can also log in there. We'll type them out. Okay, now machine learning platforms, so those are all the IDs, right? ID is that integrated development environment. But what is the as overall platform, right? I need to put everything onto the cloud, right? So you have the Google Colab, Microsoft Azure, then Kaggle, then Jupyter Notebook, then Data IBM is there, then Amazon SageMaker. So you select any one of them, then you become an expert. Once you know the complete flow, you need to looking into the only the platform. It's like a city, right? Once you go to any town or a city, first time is the only problem. You don't know where it is, where is the restaurant, you don't know where is this thing, where are the transportation. So once you are there for say 1 month, then you will be a citizen of that city, right? You will know what is happening and what kind of stuff there, right? Yeah. So now let's let's see on the open source Python libraries for data science. Okay, so let's see what are these are the platforms available. Please pick up any platform for your research. I'm not saying that you have to put this or this or this. You pick up any, but become an expert in one, and then you move on to the second one. That's what my experience. So take this Google Colab. I'm just giving an example. Or Jupyter. Take one, and good thing is that most of them are open source, and you get a lot of resource there. So take that one. See these tutorials, these FDPs and all, this Q only high level, right? I mean, you won't have chance to really learn one-to-one. So you being in faculty, my suggestion is that you have to really go back and work with some student. That's what I do that, because we are busy in scheduling our course, tutorials, everything. What is the best way is that dedicate 2 students, 2 or 3 students, give them an extra point. That's what I do. Then you give them okay, this is the project we have, let's work together. So they will really go through all the details, and then they get back to you and probably publish a paper also. That is also will be helpful for you, right? When you publish the paper along with this thing, then it is also helpful on that. And do some research on that's my recommendation. Again, I don't know what is your whole the roadmap and the calendar. So now these are the libraries available. Like I was telling, there's so many libraries available from the Python itself. So you have Skype, then You have the beautiful SOP, then you have the data visualizations, data processing and modeling. I have not used all of them, we just used it, few of them, like PyTorch, TensorFlow. So you have XGBoost, Keras. So all these things, you can get it. You start using it on the platform, whatever you choose it on that. Now let's see what are the cloud platforms, right? So this is about the libraries. This is about the tools, okay? Machine learning platform. And let's see on the machine learning through cloud platforms. So how we can use the cloud platforms. So we talked about yesterday, right? We have an AWS. What is artificial AI? So basically, they have a lot of pre-trained AI service available, ready-made intelligence and services easily integrate with your application to address the common use cases such as personalized recommendations and modernizing your contact center, improving safety. So there are a lot many things are available. Please make use of. So these are the services. Advanced text analytics. You don't have to do anything. You just connect your phone or connect the text history to that AWS AI services. They provide you based on the text analytics. They provide you that automated code reviews. So you have the any software code, you write it here and it will tell you it is a reviews. For example, I'll tell you, suppose if you're you have a students which has got a theory and then it has got a lab. Now what we can do is that you can use that code reviews and automatically it reviews and it will tell you the evaluation of that particular thing, right? So that is another added point there. Chartboards, then demand forecasting, document analysis. So you want to compare two documents, it will provide you the analysis. You feed both the document, immediately you are training the machine that okay, this is correct, and they'll give that fraud prevention. Then image and video analysis. That is important, right? Especially as a security, you want to analyze those things are there. So image recommendations, real time translation. Then you have a text to speech, and then the translation. All these things are
Sir,
there. Now,
1 minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Yes, sir. Right, continue, sir. Hello.
yeah, now it's it was muted for me. Now can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have a. I was talking about this. I don't know if I missed that. So I have this Azure. The earlier one was the AWS. The next one is the Azure Artificial Intelligence, right? So what are the Azure interface? Let us see here. So get a proven, secure, and responsible AI capabilities on your terms with Azure, and build mission critical solution that can analyze the images, comprehend speech, make prediction using data, and imitate other intelligent human behaviors, all using the Azure AI, right? Yeah. Then you have the app developers, right? So add AI capability to your app without machine learning expertise. Data scientists collaborate and build models. See, nowadays there are three set of people, right? One is the hardware, another one is the software, and third category is the data scientist, right? The data scientist is the one, they are basically statistics or analysts, right? They provide you the some kind of and go on that. So then machine learning engineer deliver model faster and more reliability using your existing DevOps practice. Machine learning quickly and easily building, train, deploy, and manage. Knowledge mining, then all apps and the agent here. Now, let's see here. Now let's see on the Google one here. Okay. I don't know, somewhere in my, can you hear me, sir? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your screen is visible and your audio is coming perfect.
Okay. So, but only thing is going above these things. I don't know why. My this thing is the first time I'm seeing this problem. You know, see, I might put a screen anyway. Let me put into this one very quickly, and then I move on to the demo. So this is the cloud vision. This is the Google one, right? So Google has got the vision API, video intelligence API. Everything is given to you. It is just your job is to integrate and maintain it. You have to see that what is the thing. Language, cloud translations API, then cloud natural language, then auto machine learning, auto ML natural, so dialogue flow, then cloud to text, cloud. So there's so many aspects available for user these things. Now, so let's see. We talked about the yesterday. We talked about the introduction. Yesterday we also talked about the hardware kit, and we talked about the cloud. Let's really go into the lab, you know. So lab, what we are going to, yesterday I shown this photograph, right? So this is our IoT kit here. Okay, it's not necessarily that you have to go only for this kit, but you can always, you know, take any hardware platform you want. This is your IoT kit here. So then what we'll do is that first we'll show an IoT demo here first, because without IoT, I mean, the subject is that IoT and the machine learning over here, right? So we will show the IoT demonstration here first, you know, and what we'll do is that we show the environmental, because that's a very important, right? Temperature, humidity, and then your air quality, the gas. So we'll show you that how we can do on this one. Okay, yesterday we talked about the IoT introduction. So today we're not covering up that introduction. You know that IoT, right? 4 components, we spend a lot of time on that. But today I want to do a lab there. So before that, and then we will also show you that remote access, you know. So one of you, please, you volunteer. I will leave it to the host. Our host himself can log in to our system, and then he can see that what is happening there, and we will show it, you know, will be transparent. So probably we need in VNC viewer, so VNC software we need it. You have to load it onto your system. We give the access of our IoT hardware kit. You can access it remotely, and then you can view the readings on that. Okay, so we'll show 3 demos basically here. One is the IoT, and then remote login, and then the AI power and these things. So let me show again the hardware kit what we are going to use. Yeah, so this is the hardware kit. What actually we are going to connect it to our Bangalore office, you know. So we will connect it to Bangalore office. So Bharat will connect, and you know, he has spent a lot of time in writing the software and connecting to the various aspects. So at this point, I will probably invite, I don't know whether he can share that from remote locations, so that we will start logging into his system and he'll start it. Okay, I'm going to stop my screen sharing here. Okay, let's see here. All right. So yeah, before that, any question? I'm sorry, it's my job
Yes,
or
sir.
responsibility to ask question.
Sir.
Yes, yeah. Any questions so far? Yeah.
There is a one question by the Professor Mishra itself. It is given in the chat box, sir.
Chat box. Okay, I'll go to chat box. Okay. Okay. So stop showing the screen here, and then I will see the. Okay, so I will go to the chat machine here. Okay. Okay, so there are 2 questions. Dr. C.S. Vatlan, sir, please ask the questions to speaker directly. Okay. So and then audio. Okay, that's okay. Then you got the Microsoft Azure Notebooks website will be retired in October 9th, 2020. Requested more to migrate notebook messages in coming Microsoft Azure. website. We are getting above message, so I think MS Azure website will be no longer available. I am not aware of that, sir. That's that I need to investigate it on that. MS Azure website will be no longer. It's I need to investigate. I don't know. Maybe when I come back tomorrow, I have one director working in the Microsoft. I can ask him, and I can tell him. I don't know. I can't talk on behalf of Microsoft. But I can find out from my friend, whether it is. I don't think it's going to be a Azure notebook, but I can say that. Yeah. So, but if I miss something, please do send me a message. Yesterday, somebody asked me the book also. So you please, I will give my university address here. You can send it to me in your address. Which language is better? Yes, definitely Python is better. R is more of a statistical, somebody has statistical and logical reasoning, but Python has got a much better leverage coverage to that. So Microsoft kindly request to stay mute. Okay, that's fine. Okay, then audio. Then I think we answered all the questions. So is there any GUI? Sorry, I missed that question, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, from the audience, is there any question to Professor M. Srikumar? You can ask your question directly to the speaker.
Yeah, which ID is better? Basically, if you are using a, see, there are different things are there. No, if you are using, say, the Python. Let me go back here. So, if you are using that ID question, so I will again share which ID is better. So let me just share screen here again. So if you go to the ID tools here, which ID is tool, definitely, if you're going for a very basic, then I would say that IDES is better. And if you're going for, some kind of an advanced version of machine learning, you can use this Anaconda, right? It's good tools as well as your good storage and good this thing. And also Jupyter is connected to that, and Anaconda is better. And Tony and all, if you're using an IoT devices, it comes on the Raspberry Pi board. I mean, you can use that on the Tony. But for my this one, I would say that to start with the IDES, it's a very good tool. This very basic stuff, And later, once you are familiar with that IDES, then you can go on to the other platform tool. Okay. Then what else? Any questions, sir? But one good thing is that once you know about all the syntax, it's going to be the similar. No, you don't have to worry about that. So okay. So I don't see any questions here. What I'll do is that I will stop here. Yeah, basically, no. Yeah, I know. You see, you can use that. See, the good, at least to my knowledge, the good thing about the Python is, it is a very straightforward, very simple. Even non-engineering background people can understand that, right? Once you know that, in C, you really have to have lot of those, syntax. I mean, if you're good at C, nothing like that. It's very efficient, very these things, yeah. And regression analysis, yes, which language? I think regression, I would say R would be definitely a good one. It has got definitely much statistics analysis over on the Python. Yeah. Okay. So with that, but there's a good question. C programming is definitely a good one. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So and then any question?
Shiva, sir. Yes, sir. Can I add one line over here? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. I'm audible, no?
Yeah.
Sir, can I add one line for these questions?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Coming to the R and Python, Python is actually it is a multi language, like a multidisciplinary language. Like R is only specific to machine learning. So whenever you are going to do any analysis, like using machine learning algorithms, so like supervised algorithms or unsupervised algorithms. So for that particular purpose, R is the best language because it has so many internal rich libraries available in the R language. But whereas coming to the Python, it is an integration kind of thing. Whenever you want to work with IoT and machine learning, IoT and AI, IoT and blockchain, so in all the different domains, Python will support very nice libraries and all. So whenever you are working on an integration kind of applications, then definitely we choose the Python as a good choice. And coming to the IDEs, sir. So in the IDEs also, if that depending on your choice, like if you are working only with the machine learning, then you can go for the Anaconda. In the Anaconda, you have R Studio. If you want to use the R language, R Studio is the best one. And if you use the Python, you can go for the Jupyter Notebook. That is a till now top choice by the so many people. So you can go for the Jupyter Notebook whenever you want to use the Python language as your choice. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, with that, what I will do is that just to the best interest of the time, I would like to, open up to the IoT demo. So we will go on to the demo portion now. So yeah, Bharat, you can start the demo there. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
stop
sir.
here. Yeah.
But I think I am not a host here. So can you please request the coordinator to make me as a host? Link over here. So thank you, sir. Thank you, Shiva sir. So let me directly goes to that particular introduction of remote login first. So we will see the remote login, how to do the remote login first, and then
Mr. Bharat, Mr. Bharat,
yes, yes.
can you introduce yourself for the sake of the audience, sir?
Okay, right. So this is Bharat Kumar from Extran Solutions Private Limited, Bangalore. I'm working as a principal engineer in the same company. So I was just going to help the Shiva sir that, for showing some demos over here. So because of that, this particular yesterday I think Shiva sir might discussed about the some concepts like remote login. So at the same time, by after showing this remote login options, we'll see some demos after this. Okay. Okay, so my voice is clear, or otherwise is there any other?
No, everything is okay.
Your voice is clear. Yeah, your voice is clear. So let him log into this thing. So Bharat, you want somebody to log in from there, or you'll show them how to log in there?
Let me discuss 5 minutes, and then I will give the chance for them to log in from here. But before that, just give me 5 minutes to discuss about that, and then
Sure.
I will give a chance for them also to log in.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Let me share my screen over here. So is my screen visible?
Yes, yeah, sir. It is visible, Bharat. Yes.
Okay. So 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry. So here. Let me maximize my screen. Yeah, I think my screen is clear now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So here my topic is that, so yesterday as Shiva sir spoke about a kit which is developed by Extant Solutions Private Limited. So part of that developing the kit. So here the concept is that how to log in these particular kit remotely. So because as we are now facing pandemic situation, so we are not able to come each other. We are not able to touch the hardwares in directly. So because of that, there is a concept like we created how to log in the things remotely. Of course, this concept is not a new one. So, but the thing is that first time that we are using on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so for this particular thing, we should have to create some account called VNC account, real VNC. Most of the people might have heard about that because this is not the new one. This is a very older one. So most of the people might have heard about this particular real VNC account. So that we have to create one VNC account, and after that we have to enable the VNC server in the Raspberry Pi. This is the second step. First one is we have to create a real VNC account. After that, whatever the account you created, first we have to enable the Raspberry Pi through this particular account. Here we have to enable as a second step, we have to enable the Raspberry Pi through this particular VNC account. And after that, third step is we have to take a laptop, and there we have to install the software called VNC Viewer. In the laptop, we have to install a software called VNC Viewer. So after installing this software called VNC Viewer, we have to log into VNC account, which is created over here. So these credentials someone has to provide to you. Otherwise, you are not able to log into that particular account. So for example, let us take one example that I have created my VNC account and I enabled my Raspberry Pi with this account. I'm repeating again. I created one account in the real VNC and I enabled my Raspberry Pi with this particular account. After that, if you want to access my Raspberry Pi, I have to provide my credentials to you. I have to provide my credentials to you, so that using that credentials in the laptop, you can download this VNC Viewer and entering that credentials, and you can log into my Raspberry Pi. So that is a scenario here. What is the scenario here is that I already enabled my IoT kit, or otherwise what is the development kit. Yesterday Shiva sir spoke about that. I enabled my kit with,
and I'm not sure if it was the right decision right now.
Sorry.
But looking back, I feel it's good personally because it was.
Sorry. Yeah.
What is
Okay.
that question? Is there any question, sir?
I started them lecturing
I think
working for us, and I was
this is some other disturbance, I think.
Sir, can you please mute other one, because otherwise.
Sir, wait 1 minute, sir. Now, okay, sir. Now you continue, sir.
Okay. Is my voice is audible?
Audible.
Yes,
Audible.
Okay, right. That's fine. So here I enabled my Raspberry Pi kit, or otherwise my IoT kit with the VNC, whichever the account that I created earlier. So after that, I will give my credentials to you so that you can log into my Raspberry Pi from any remote location. So that is the concept over here. So what the third party person has to do, what you have to do is you just download your VNC Viewer in the laptop and open that VNC Viewer. And I will provide my email and password to you so that you can enter that email and password, and after that you can log into my Raspberry Pi. So this is the concept over behind the virtual network connect. So if you see, these are the different steps how to create the VNC account in the using real VNC. This is the procedure that I created the VNC account already. Okay, and also I chosen the option as home option, so that what happened here, this home option is a free VNC account, so that 5 people can log in. You can use you can apply this VNC account for 5 different kits, so that these 5 different kits will be available remotely, so that anyone can log in at any time. So one account will provide almost 5 kits to log in remotely. So I created my account. That account is presently enabled in two different kits. I have a choice to enable 3 more kits also. So like that, with my account, I enabled 5 Raspberry Pi kits remotely. So this is the how to enable the things in the Raspberry Pi. So if you are open your Raspberry Pi in the VNC server, of course I don't know whether you people are having the knowledge about the Raspberry Pi or not. Okay, so that is a secondary thing, but anyhow, I'm assuming that you have the knowledge of Raspberry Pi. Okay, so in that case, this is the thing that where you have to enable your Raspberry Pi here. See, this is the place VNC server, and you have to go to this right hand side corner and click on that, and you will get some email and password. You have to just enter this email and password, and you have to sign in. So that what happened here, now your Raspberry Pi is ready for the remote location. So in that particular case, next one is laptop. So my Raspberry Pi is ready with the remote enabled with the VNC server. Now it's third party person or otherwise any third person to log into that particular Raspberry Pi. So up to here, the steps are already done by me. So already I enabled my kit with the VNC server and all these things. And this is the step that I recommend participants to do, so that they can log into my kit over here. So this is the yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right, brother. Thank you. So you want to show the temperature and this thing, or let them log in remotely now? Is that?
Yeah, if they want to log in remotely, first they have to download this VNC server, sir, VNC viewer. So this is the link.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Is I think host, can you please nominate somebody, because I want to make it a really live position here, so that locally they can log into that IoT kit. Yesterday people were asking that, right? So Bharat, he's got his kit. He's tell you the to download that. So let us see. Host, can you please nominate somebody, or you yourself can help us, or somebody who is interested to do this login remotely? Any volunteers? Yes, we have 130. Yes, sir. You decide, sir. Where somebody can log in remotely. Yeah.
It is very difficult for to identify the someone, but
Somebody has. Somebody. I think Hardik, Dr. Hardik is available on the VNC viewer. Dr. Hardik, can you make Professor Hardik as one of the speaker there, so that we'll make it a real live there? Is it VNC?
Yes, sir. I have VNC viewer.
Okay.
Okay.
So, could you, VNC viewer. Okay. Now, Bharat, you may have to send him the link. Whether you send it by phone, or how is that? You want to do that?
Can you, sir, provide? Can you provide your WhatsApp number, so that I will send the things to WhatsApp number?
Okay.
So, Bharat, you may have to give your number.
Hello, Bharat. Hello, Bharat, sir. I have
Yes,
actually I have a real VNC viewer.
Okay.
So please give your WhatsApp number if you don't mind. Then he will send you his details. Okay, good. There's a number here. Okay. He is going to send you this one, his credentials to log in through your VNC viewer. So again, audience, what we are trying to do here is that Bharat is going to, this Professor Hardik is going to log into Bharat's system. He has got a VNC viewer. Yes, Bharat. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. I'm just. So I will do one thing. I can send the email ID here itself. Password I will send to on the WhatsApp number. So this is my email ID for the real VNC account. So why I'm giving this account here itself, that my Raspberry Pi is enabled with this account. So whichever account my kit is enabled, you have to log in with this account only to the VNC viewer. So this is my email ID. I think you are able to see my email ID.
Wait, sir. Yeah.
And
Just 1 minute, there is some disturbance. I'm looking to, now it is okay, sir.
okay, so I sent you email ID for you, so you can just take that email ID and also given the password. So no sir, this is not no, I will open the VNC viewer for you here. That is not the one. See here, just whenever you click on the VNC viewer, you will get this kind of symbol, blue color symbol. That just click on this VNC viewer. So once you click on this particular VNC viewer, you will be get something like this. Just a minute. See, you will be get something like this, sir. VNC viewer in a blue color icon you will get, and here you have to sign in with whatever the mail ID and password that I provided to you. So here just click on this sign in. So yeah, right now, sir, right now. You can do one thing, sir. I will tell you that please download it. Just open your browser. It's just 2 minutes download. It will not take much time for you. So it's just 2 minutes download. I will just do one thing here. Yeah, just to go for Google, and here just make it as real VNC viewer, for Windows, real VNC viewer for Windows. You can search this one, and first one is VNC viewer. Download VNC viewer. Anyone can
There is only also one participation. Chinmay Vyas is having the also the VNC viewer.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Chinmay, you provide your WhatsApp number. Mr. Bharat will provide the credential for the signing. Chinmay Vyas.
So it will not take much time. So it is just a small one.
Mr. Bharat, Chinmay
Yes,
Vyas.
yes, yeah, Chinmay. Okay, okay. So okay, I got the number here. I think
Professor Partha Bhatt also is logging in there. Sorry, I'm not. Is it only Professor Hardik, right?
yeah, only Professor Hardik. I think he's trying to download the VNC viewer. So Professor Hardik is trying to download the VNC viewer, sir. So Professor Chinmay, I sent the password to your WhatsApp number. You can check that password, and using username I already sent. That is, if you want, I will send once again username here itself. That is email.
We'll have multiple login, but we'll see one by one here.
Okay, so this is the username. Okay, no problem. I sent the password for the 2 people. So one is I sent to Professor Hardik, and I sent to Professor Chinmay Vyas. Both the people I sent the password. See, now I request just if whoever having the VNC viewer, in both of either Professor Hardik or Professor Chenmai. So just open your VNC viewer like this. Just VNC viewer after installation, it will becomes like this. So just click on this, and on the right hand side you will get some sign in option is there. Just click on that sign in. Click on the sign in. I hope any one of you are following.
Sir, I have logged in. It is saying we have sent a message.
Yes, yes. You have whenever you logged in, I will get some email over here. So let me show that email also. So let me open my Gmail here. So because I have to approve the people who are logged into my account. Okay, so for that it will open a Gmail account. Let me open my Gmail account here. See now, I think I'm opening my Gmail. So as soon as you logged in with my credentials, I will get an email like this. See, I think you are seeing new sign in. So you are getting this email, new sign in. So somebody else is signing in here. So I have to continue signing from Ahmedabad. I think the place you are logged in is from Ahmedabad. So okay, once it is approved, you will be able to log into my particular Raspberry Pi. So now I'm just authorizing sign in. So by authorizing my your sign in, you can able to see the kits. Yeah, now sign in authorized. I think you have to get some other thing like, so let me log in. Let me also log in here so that I will show what thing that you are going to get.
Yes, sir. I have logged in successfully.
Okay, you are logged in successfully. So let me also log in for that. Okay, now once you logged in, you will get left hand side. You will get two things here. One is alums team address book and alums team. Just click on this alums team. Okay, click on this alums team.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, after that you will get four different things over here. Just try to log into the xtrans 002. Just double click this. Just double click this. Okay, and after that give the username as pi. Username as pi. Give the username as pi, and password is
Yes. Password.
raspberry, RASPBERRY. So let me type it here itself. So the password is RASPBERRY. I think here it is. I typed it in the chat box. RASPBERRY.
Yes.
Okay, the
Done.
password is, yeah. So once you said okay, you will be logging like this. I think you are able to see
Yes.
this screen. So now what is the meaning of this
Yes.
is now you are logged into my particular kit, so you can access any of my sensors now here. So that because these are all things these are all things done with my credentials, and also I have given the permission to log into the remote kit. So now you can open any softwares over here like programming. You can open some Genie, some editor, Python editor, and you can write your own programs over here. So here I have a program for reading simple temperature and humidity values. So just you try to execute this. Just click on this execute. See, now I'm not doing. That is done by the person who is logging in remotely. Okay, so I think yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
just one check into the participants. So what is happening? I think I'm sure everybody is following it up. Now
Yeah.
who's the person? Sorry, is Mr. Chinmay?
Looks
Is
like
it
it
Mr.
is
Chinmay?
Chinmay. Yes, sir. Looks
Okay,
like it
it's
is Chinmay.
Chinmay Vyas is the one who logged into our system in Bangalore. and then he's trying to get all the details. So this screen, whatever is showing it, is it? I think Janar Kumar Sinha. I think, yeah, it's not the Chinmay. The Sinha.
No, this
It's
is
me,
my
sir. Chinmay
this,
Vyas.
no, this screen is
Say again?
mine.
Yes.
So who is the Janar Kumar Sinha here then? Oh, that's an WhatsApp. This your
Professor Chinmay, please response the speaker.
a speaker. Okay. So he is the speaker.
Professor,
Okay. So anyway, so
Professor
it's the
Chinmay.
screen now. He's going to look at. Professor Chinmay, can you be able to? You are logging in there right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please close
Yeah.
this window? Close this window. Yeah. So, sir, if you want, you can guide anything.
Yeah, no problem. You are good. Actually, go ahead. Now, I just want to make sure that he's able to log in there. So at
Yes.
some point, if at all, if it is possible, Mr. Chinmay can share his screen and show
Okay,
the
okay.
team. That where he has.
Yeah,
he can share.
yeah. I can stop sharing here so that he can share his
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Mr. Chinmay, can you share your screen? We just want to show the audience that what is your experience there.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I need to be a presenter for doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can you please, Dr. Gautam? I know this is a little tricky, but I wanted to make more lively, so that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's opening.
I think it is done, sir.
It's opening up. Yeah. It's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So let's. It came and it went back.
yeah, Chinmay, you can share it again.
Okay.
Chinmay, make your video on. Yeah, Chinmay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So if you could kindly share your screen, that would be great. Yeah, and show the audience.
Sir, it's not allowing me to share. I'm not a presenter. Yes.
No, you made as.
Oh.
Now you are able to select your screen. Chinmay.
Oh, sir, that icon is still disabled, sir. Screen sharing icon is disabled.
What?
No, you just click on the screen share icon. Still, it is disabled.
Is it okay now, Chinmay?
Yeah, we got it.
Now you can change some programming code instead of the time sheet in bracket C. You can make the 5 or 7, and then you can.
Right.
Yeah, you do one thing. Yeah. You can change the time sleep or temperature, humidity. That the string in the string you can do any changes.
Okay, even the caption of the temperature humidity, you can write down some changes in the name of the sensor.
Okay. So yeah, idea is that I want to just show everybody that now it is Mr. Chinmay's laptop logged into Bharat's Arduino, the Raspberry Pi board. Mr. Bharat, whatever is showing there. So now, yeah, Bharat, you want to continue with the explanation and the cloud part?
Yes, sir. So once it is finished, so that I will discuss about the next one, cloud part. I will discuss.
Yeah, you want to do anything? Please go ahead and instruct Mr. Chinmay.
Yeah, I think at this stage, this is enough for this particular stage. So just what my intention is that anyone can log into my kit, and if they're really well known about the programs and all, so they can type and they can access my kit over here. So that is the intention here. So that intention is fulfilled over here.
Yeah. So just to add it here, basically during this pandemic, students are not able to meet the instructor, right? They're not able to do the lab. So what we are doing is that student can write their program and dump it onto other hardware side, right? And then they can still test it. They don't need any lab or anything. No, they can remotely write the code, like whatever the Bharat has written the code, and they can dump it to the instructor. Then they will check it up. Okay, that's what we are doing in the remote lab here. So when I teach IoT in the afternoon, so we do that. So yes, Bharat, yeah.
Yes,
The whole idea is that during pandemic, how we are going to use the remote lab. That's our goal. Yes, Bharat, go ahead, please.
yes, sir. And there is one question here. I think Professor Dr. Vithalani. So she's installed some XRDP application here in the Raspberry Pi. So madam, that is also one of the application. But for that, you have to make your Raspberry Pi. You have to assign global IP. So to assign the global IP, if you want to log in from anywhere, you have to assign the global IP. So to assign that global IP, you have to do some network forwarding. You have to do some in your router. You have to do something called forwarding, for port forwarding. You have to do something called port forwarding. Until unless you didn't do the port forwarding, you are not able to connect your Raspberry Pi remotely. And second one is why I choose VNC Viewer is means it's a very user friendly, very user friendly, so that anyone can easily understand and anyone can easily and it has a special free choice that we can able to access up to 5 kits without any difficulty. So because of that, we choose the VNC Viewer instead of XRDP. Because in XRDP, I have to do port forwarding. That is not our job. Generally, network people will do the port forwarding. So sometimes it may be supported by your router. Sometimes it may not be supported by your router. So I'm not give any guarantee in that. Okay. Okay, right. Can we use TeamViewer or AnyDesk? That's what I'm saying, sir. TeamViewer and AnyDesk also. I don't know. AnyDesk and TeamViewer are going to be installed on the Raspberry Pi because VNC server is defaultly available in the Raspberry Pi because we need not to install any external things in the Raspberry Pi. VNC Viewer is directly available with the Raspberry Pi. That's why we are enabling VNC server here. Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you. Because these are all external things that we have to install into the Raspberry Pi. But whereas VNC server is defaultly available with the Raspberry Pi. That's why we choose that particular thing because there is no much complexity involved in that. Right. I think you got the concept of this remote logging. Okay. So now, sir, can you please? I will share that one. I will share my screen here so that we'll continue with the next topic.
Thank you, Mr. Chinmay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. So let me share my screen here. Right. So now let me log out from this, and I want to log in for other kit because this is a different kit, and where I want to show the program, that is a different kit. I said that already I have 2 kits with me. So this is a spare kit. That's why I given this for accessing by the Professor Dr. Chinmay. Okay. So let me log out from this and log into my original kit. So I'm just closing this. Just save this. And let me move back to here and close this window. Okay, so now in this particular thing, this is my original kit. So let me log into this particular thing. This is a little heavier one. This is my Raspberry Pi 4. So what Dr. Chinmay earlier logged in, that was Raspberry Pi 3, and this is Raspberry Pi 4. Okay, just before going to this particular demo on the what is my next topic here is that I want to show one simple demo on the how to read the values and how to send these values to the cloud. So before going to that particular cloud part and all these things, let me show you that how to log into a particular cloud. So let me minimize all these things. Let me minimize this. So let me minimize. I think these are, yeah, now everything is minimized. So what is my next target is that I want to write a program in the Raspberry Pi so that I want to send my sensor values to the cloud. So in this, as you know that maybe a few of you might be know that there is a one common and a very useful cloud, that is ThinkSpeak. So which is developed by people who are in association with the MATLAB. So most of the academic people might have a knowledge on the MATLAB. So this MATLAB is coming with a cloud concept called ThinkSpeak, so that we can read some information from the sensors and we can send these sensors information to the ThinkSpeak cloud. So before that, let me show you what is ThinkSpeak cloud here. So let me open that ThinkSpeak cloud over here. So for that, just let me open the browser here and let me open a new tab over here. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me open here. So to open that ThinkSpeak, because to send the information to the ThinkSpeak cloud, first we have to create some account in the ThinkSpeak. So if anyone is wants to create the account, you can create it in just 5 to 10 minutes. By end of my demo, I think you people may try that creating the account also. If the people are ready with the account, so then I can show the demo that I will send my sensor values to your ThinkSpeak account. So let me show, before that, let me show how to log in and how to create the account, and all these things I will show. So let me just, I will not show complete ThinkSpeak account creation because I already have so many accounts. I don't want to create any new account, but I will tell you the procedure. So just click on the thingspeak.com. Just click on, just type the thingspeak.com in the web browser. Just type thingspeak.com in the web browser. So as soon as you start the web browser like this, you will get something like this here. So just click on the get started for free. So by just clicking on the get started for free, so you will get a screen like this, so that you have to give your all the details over here. What email you want to create the MathWorks account and all these things. Okay, no account, so it is there, create one. So if you don't have the account, you have to just create this account over here by providing your email address. Okay, you can give any email address over here, and location India, and take your first name and last name and just click on the continue. Okay, so the people who wants to create, please create the account by following these steps. So once you create and click on the continue, you will get an email for you. So just open your email and confirm the email. So once you confirmed the email, then come back to this particular screen and finish your login. Once again, I'm repeating here. Once you are opening this thingspeak.com page, it will ask for all the details like email, location, first name, last name. So after entering these four and click on the continue. So once you clicked on the continue, you will get an email for you. So once email is once you got the email, just shift to your email and open your email and confirm your account creation. So once, as soon as you confirmed that account creation, then move back to get back to this particular screen and click on continue. Okay, after that it will create an account for you. That's it. Only thing is that you have to open your email, there you have to confirm and come back to here and click on this particular confirmations and all these things. So once you did all these things, you will get a account in the ThinkSpeak. So okay, so let me assume that you have created the account. If it is not also, I think we have a break after some time. So in the break time, you can create your ThinkSpeak account, and after that, if it is time permits, we'll see one person to log in into that particular one cloud. Anyone created the ThinkSpeak account, so that we can log into their, we can send the information to their cloud. Okay, so before that, let me open this. I'm logging into my account now. Just clicking on this sign in button. Okay, let us assume that I have created the account now. So once I created the account, you have to comes to here and enter your account email ID here. Just click on the next, and this just enter your password, whatever the password that you have given at the time of account creation. So enter that password, and as soon as you logged in, it will be shown like this. Of course, I have created some few things here. These things are not visible for you because these are called channels. I will tell you that what is that. But here, one thing I want to mention, that the people who are already have some MATLAB account, you can use your MATLAB account to enter into your ThinkSpeak, because ThinkSpeak is completely supported by the MATLAB corporation. So automatically, if you have the MATLAB account, you need not to create any ThinkSpeak account. You can log into the ThinkSpeak using your MATLAB account itself. Okay, that is the one thing. Okay, now let me do one thing here. So once I logged into the cloud, now what I have to do, I want to store the information, means first I have to do few things over here. So what is the few things? That is, the first one is that I have to create a channel. Just click on the new channel. I have to create a channel. So what do you mean by this channel here is that what type of thing that you want to do. So just I want to do something called smart city. Otherwise a smart weather. I want to just measure the temperature and humidity, not more than that. Okay, so I want to take just smart weather as my channel name. Channel name means it's your application name. And what do you want to measure in this? I want to just measure only two parameters, like simple parameters. One is temperature I want to measure, and just click on this checkbox. I can write humidity. So two parameters I want to measure. So just give temperature and humidity over here, and just completely scroll down and click on the save channel. Click on the save channel. So as soon as you created your channel name as smart weather, inside the smart channel name, we have created two fields. One is a field one. What is your field one is temperature, and what is your field two is humidity. Field one, field two. Don't remember this terminology. That is field one and field two. Okay. So here you are, whatever the information that you sent from the Raspberry Pi, now that will reach over here. But to connect from the Python Raspberry Pi Python program to this particular cloud, we required few things. What are those few things? Here is that one is API keys. So let us click on this. Let us click on this API keys, and let's copy my API key here. This is my API key. Copy it, and now I want to go for my Raspberry Pi over here. This is my Raspberry Pi. I logged in already. I logged in through VNC viewer, and this is my program. So I will explain the program later. Just now I will explain. After this information is sent to the cloud, I will explain the program also. So here I have to copy my. Sorry, I have to copy once again. Let us take this copy and go for here Raspberry Pi, and go to here and paste, edit, paste. So now I pasted my ID over here. So this is what I need to connect to my sensors information to the cloud. I required one thing is called write API key, and the second one is the one more thing is I require that channel ID. So let me copy that channel ID also. So let me move back to ThinkSpeak account here. So if you are able to see this, here we are getting one thing called channel ID. Are able to see this? Here it is 1145895. These two things we have to copy. One is in the API keys, you have to copy the right API key. That is the one thing. And second one is in the channel ID, you have to copy this channel ID. So let me copy this channel ID and move to my Raspberry Pi, and just let us paste this channel ID here. Okay, now everything is fine. Channel ID is is copied and the write API is copied. Let me run this program, and after that I will explain what I have written in the inside the program. So let me first run this program. So now it is reading that my temperature is 25 degrees and our humidity is 95%. I think it is in a closed environment. That's why it is giving more humidity here. So now you can see these two values are sent. One is 25 and 95. Okay, so let us observe that these values are reached to the cloud or not. So let me open my cloud over here, and to see the values we have to go for the private view. So here let me open this private view here. Okay, so here you are able to see, yeah, three values are uploaded. One is 25 when it is uploaded September 15th 10:33. So now my time is here, it is 10:33. So it was uploaded just now 25. See, fourth value is also got updated. So 25 and humidity is 95. So like that we are going to get different values over here, so that we can do any kind of applications over here. So this is just my intention here, is that how to connect to a particular cloud over here. So let me complete the program explanation. Then after that we'll go for the few questions, and then we'll continue the remaining topics. But before that, let me explain the program. So the concept is clear here, that I have created one cloud over here in the thingspeak.com. I created one channel. Inside the channel I have created two fields. Field 1 is temperature, field 2 is humidity. So my target here is that I want to read the values of temperature and humidity from the Raspberry Pi, and I want to send these values to the cloud. So the target was finished. So let me explain the program, how we did in the inside the program. So let me just open this one. So here I think you might have discussed about the protocols, whenever you want to connect to the any cloud, either you have to follow two protocols, either HTTP protocol that you have, most of the people might have know about very well about the HTTP, and the other protocol is MQTT. So message queue telemetry transport. So that is MQTT is a lightweight protocol. So most of the IoT applications, they will use MQTT protocol instead of HTTP protocol, which is very general one. So instead of using that heavy protocol, most of the IoT application, they will use the MQTT protocol. So in my particular situation, I'm using the MQTT library here. So this is called paho.mqtt.client. This is a predefined library. Whenever you want to connect your cloud through MQTT protocol, you have to install this library. So I am using this library here, so which was already installed in my Raspberry Pi. So I will tell you how to just install here. Means just go to preferences. So let me increase the font here so that it will be a little bit clear. Okay. So here now I think you are able to see this command prompt. Here you have to type something called sudo pip3 install paho -mqtt. What is this? You may ask that what is this means. This is a command that I'm installing the library called paho mqtt. Why I have to install this library? Whenever I want to send my sensors information to the ThingSpeak cloud via MQTT protocol, if you want to send the information through MQTT protocol, you have to install this library. Then only you can communicate to the ThingSpeak cloud through the MQTT protocol. So this is the way that how you will install that. Just type this command in the terminal window and just press enter, so that it will install the library. It's already installed. That's why I'm not press entering here, because it is already installed in my system. Okay. Once you install this library, then you can go back here. Then only this particular import statement will work. Without installing that library, that import statement will give some error. Okay. Similarly, we have adafruit_dst. This is a library to read the values from temperature and humidity sensor. So here the temperature and humidity sensor, that what I'm using here is that DHT11. So I'm using a temperature and humidity sensor called DHT11. So to read the values from DHT11, we have to install the library called Adafruit_DHT. So how to install this library? So one is MQTT library we installed. Similarly, we have to install the Adafruit_DHT library. So this is, sorry, it is Adafruit, not fruit. So Adafruit_DHT. So this is the library that you have to install to read the values from temperature and humidity. Okay, once you install these two libraries over here, okay, so just import the time just for giving the some delay over here. And similarly, this is the sensor type, because in the DHT sensors there are different types of sensors available. One is DHT11 sensor is available, DHT11, DHT22 sensor is available, DHT21 sensor is available. So different types of sensors are available. So in our particular IoT kit, I'm using the DHT11. So that's why I'm mentioning that what is the sensor here. The sensor is DHT11. And I connected my sensor to the GPIO number 4. This is the pin number, GPIO pin number of your Raspberry Pi. So this is the pin number I mentioned. If you want to connect to some other place, you have to change, you can change your pin number over here. And similarly, next one is the broker address. That is nothing but the MQTT address of your ThinkSpeak cloud. So using this address only, you are sending the information to the cloud. So this is called as a broker address of MQTT broker address. So this is mqtt.thinkspeak.com is the main one that where we are connecting to the cloud. Similarly, this is an open port 1883. So you can connect any of the MQTT protocol. You can execute through 1883 command. So sorry, 1883 port. Using this port, you can connect to any MQTT related information. Okay. And similarly, as you know that to send the information to this particular ThinkSpeak, we require two informations. One is channel ID. Second one is write API key. So you have seen that how to take these values. Channel ID, where you will get the channel ID. Here you will get the channel ID, and in the API keys, you will get the write API key. So if you want to read the values from the cloud, you can use this read API key also. Okay, so let me move back to the Raspberry Pi here. So I provided my channel ID and my API key, both the things I provided over here. And after that, I can create a client, and I'm connecting to this broker address and port. And always remember that for any particular MQTT protocol, we require to provide the topic. This topic is different for different clouds. So here I'm using a ThinkSpeak cloud. The topic name is like this, but for other different clouds, the topic name is different. So that you have to just keep it in mind. And I'm writing a while loop. While true is nothing but infinite loop. I want to continuously read the information. So that's why I return all the statements in the while loop. And here I'm reading the values here, humidity and temperature. These are the two values. I'm reading it from the library called adafruit_dht.read_retry. So you might have remember that this read_retry is the main method which will read the information from the sensor. So read_retry. Why it is retry? Until unless it is going to be get the information, it will try to read the information again and again. Retry. So if it is not getting the information, means it will not come out of this statement. Until unless it is getting the information, it will not come out of this statement. Okay. So you are reading humidity and temperature, then you want to send that information to the cloud. So for that particular thing, see, you remember that field 1 is, I'm writing here data, field 1 is temperature. I'm sending field 1, the temperature value what I read from the sensor, I'm sending that to the field 1. So what is my field 1? Temperature. And here this is field 2. Field 2, I'm sending the humidity values. So these are the values I'm reading from the sensor, and I'm just assigning this to the cloud. So by using the publish statement, I'm sending the information to the cloud. So this is a very small program that we can read the information from the sensor, and we can send these values to the cloud. Okay. So with this, I want to just take some few questions from you regarding this cloud or census information and all these things. And do you have any questions? Otherwise, I will go to the next topic if any questions are not there. So anyone have any questions over here?
Yes, everyone, if you have any question, they can write down on the chat box or they can ask them directly to the speaker.
So, sorry, there is a question here from Professor K.D. Shah. As per the website documentation, we need to. What is that? I don't understand, sir. What is that? Can VNC is some? What is topic? Can you explain?
What is topic?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. That if you understand MQTT protocol, let me take one notepad here. So I will explain what is topic here. See here, when you take any particular MQTT protocol, in the MQTT protocol, there should be two people are available. One is publisher, one is publisher. So let me format this. Let me increase the font. I'm sorry, let me increase the font here. See, whenever you take any MQTT protocol, there should be some publisher is nothing but sender, and other one is other side we have something called subscriber. So there are two people available here. One is a sender is publisher and receiver is a subscriber. In between these two, there is something called a common place called topic. Topic is a common place where publisher will send the information to the topic so that subscriber will receive the same information from the topic. So that is what a common place in the MQTT protocol. Okay. I will go to the question that one is Vithalani, Dr. Vithalani. I'm using URL lib module and URL encode function from it to post the sensor field to the ThinkSpeak without using PAHO module. I'm using it and working fine, but don't know. Madam, URL lib is a HTTP protocol. I'm sorry. It is a HTTP protocol. So URL lib means you are executing some HTTP thingspeak.com, something like some URL you are executing. So that is a HTTP protocol. That is not the MQTT protocol, madam. Okay, sorry. And the next one more question is there that IoT kits readily available. I think we have a website. We'll provide that website address for later. I think this kit is registered in the government portal, that is GEM portal. There is a portal called Karnataka government portal is there, GEM portal. It was registered in that. If you are interested, you can go through that particular registration link. Okay. Okay. Is there any other questions? How that MQTT protocol work in creating the connection with the device and cloud? That's what I'm saying, sir. The MQTT protocol will act like a broker between the cloud and as well as our particular IoT kit. IoT kit is using the library to connect to the MQTT broker. So where this broker, MQTT broker, was maintained in the cloud, so that the cloud can receive this information to the broker, and that broker will display the information inside the cloud. So that is how MQTT will work. What kind of protocol it is using for data uploading? Sorry. Either would you like to know whether it is MQTT or some other type of prototype? I'm using, yeah, okay, that's fine. From where temperature and humidity are measured? Actually, this is temperature and humidity is measured in my room, sir. It was measured in my room. So my kit is available in my room. So this sensor will measure the temperature and humidity of my particular room only. So wherever you place this sensor, it will measure that particular environment temperature and humidity. Okay, is that fine if you don't have any other questions?
So, yeah, Bharat, yeah, just checking onto the time.
Yeah.
So, sir, can we continue the host, or you want to take a break? I don't know when is the break. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. We can take the sir, break for the 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so just formality point of view, so this is one of the nice session that Mr. Bharat has demonstrated the number of the thing on the VNC viewer and the cloud server, how it can be connected with the remotely assessed various parameters of the kit that they have with the remote point of view, and it is very important aspect in this COVID-19 condition. And I think all the participants get the idea about the purpose of the demonstration of the Raspberry Pi kit developed by the experts solution. And as a part of the job, I just thank you the speaker, and we will take the 10-minute break. Right now it is 10:50, so we can come around exactly 11 o'clock. It is
11
okay,
o'clock.
sir? It is okay,
Yeah,
sir?
absolutely. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. We have some more topic to be covered up. We'll come back. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Just if you
10-minute
can,
break,
sure,
and
yeah, yes.
the same ring and the same speaker, sir. So
Okay.
just stay in the meeting. Just 10-minute break.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I request all the participants. It is going to be some more interesting in the next session. So we have all the machine learning, video and like face recognition, object recognition. So there are so many other demos are there. So don't miss the session. Okay, we'll come back at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Any questions, sir?
No, sir. No question.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, we can start the next session, sir. We are ready.
2 minutes, sir.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Bharat.
Yes, yes.
So I think something is communicated by the V. Prasad regarding the coordination of this session.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have to go one meeting with my vice chancellor, sir. So just coordinate the session.
Okay, sir. No, fine. I will take care.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, again, welcome to the Professor M. A. Bharat for the second session of the second day of the FDP on the Internet of Things with machine learning and artificial intelligence, organized by the GTU, the School of Engineering and Technology, in association with the Center of Continuing Education, NIT Warangal. So I just invite the Professor M. Kumar and A. Bharat to conduct this session. Over to Mr. Bharat.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. So thank you again all. So second session, what we are going to cover is we saw that IoT, like Bharat showed you how remotely you can log in. And one check I want to make it is that if anybody has already created the ThinkSpeak account, do let Bharat give the ThinkSpeak details. He will try to integrate if time permits, because we have, I guess we have another 1 hour time. So let's see if we can do a productive demo, so we can integrate that. Now the second part is the machine learning and artificial intelligence side. So yesterday we talked about that whole flow, how we are integrated the machine learning and some of the IoT devices. Somebody asked you that, okay, now IoT devices are connected to the your machine learning. Is the IoT is the one? IoT is not the one. We have got several things are there. So, but today we'll show an IoT. So we are going to show first demo we are going to show is on the your camera, right? We are recognizing, right? Bharat, you're going to show the camera right now? Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Object detection. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, object detection. So we are going to show an object detection whenever the detector we train the Raspberry Pi, like in edge computing or AI, whatever you call. So we train that, and then we will get to the computer vision, the OpenCV algorithms, and then we'll show that. So bear with us again. He will show it from his lab. From this. Yes, over to you, Bharat. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Fine. So before going to that particular thing, let me share my screen here. So let me share here. I don't know. Something is happened. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Bharat, you can see that. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
very much.
Okay, right. So let me close this. Yeah. So now in this particular morning session, you have seen that just how to connect one simple sensor and how we'll send these things to the IoT. So in this particular second session, let me show a few demos on the one is object detection. So how we can connect the camera to the Raspberry Pi, and how we can implement these things by taking the image pictures and all these things. Even though we can see real-time detection also, that means we can switch on our video through the camera, and whatever the objects are there, it will able to recognize it. That is one demo. The second demo that we are going to see here is that face detection and recognition. So here the camera is going on, and that will train with some faces, will train the system with some faces, so that those faces are going to be stored in a database. Sorry, not database, it is a local storage. It is stored in a local system like Raspberry Pi or whatever it is. It will be stored in the local system, and whenever you are coming in front of the camera, it will recognize you as your name. So whether you are for example, myself, I'm Bharat, so it will recognize me as Bharat or something like that. So like that, we can do face detection and recognition. Detect the face first in an entire body. It will detect the face first, and then it will recognize that whose face is this. So that is one demo that we are going to do. And the third demo that we are going to have is a demo on a small security system, like using the camera. So whenever any person comes to your particular home, this person movement is going to be recognized by some sensor called PIS sensor, and it will recognize your face, and according to that, if it is your face, then only it will send the information to this particular door open and door close. So here door open, door close will be shown by the stepper motor, and it will send, if it is not the person is not you, if it is some other else, then it will send the information to the system. It will send the information to the cloud, so that you will get the alert. Okay, so these are the things that I want to show a demo. In the last one, I want to show a demo on the drowsiness system, driver drowsiness. So that is nothing but whenever the driver closes his eyes, so it will give some alert like this, drowsiness alert. So These are the things that we are going to see in this particular session. So for that particular purpose, let me discuss. So to do any object related things like camera, or otherwise it may be an image or it may be a video. So in particular Raspberry Pi, we should have to install the OpenCV. There is a library called OpenCV. We should have to install this library called OpenCV to understand what are all these images and all these things. Okay, to deal with the image and all these things, I think most of the people might have know about this OpenCV, because most of the academic people also they will use the OpenCV to do some image processing applications. So similarly here also, to read the image from the camera, and also to do some processing over the image and all these things, we'll use the command a library called OpenCV. So these are the different steps that how we can install the OpenCV within the Raspberry Pi. The people who wants to install the OpenCV inside their Raspberry Pi, you have to follow these commands. So if you want to, I think these PPTs will available for you later. So you can go through these steps and install the OpenCV inside your Raspberry Pi. So because without installing OpenCV, we can't follow, we can't able to show all these demos which we discussed earlier. Okay, so these are the different applications of OpenCV. It will simply read and write the images, and it will capture them to save the videos. It will do some image processing such as filtering, transformation, something like all these things. It can able to extract the features from the image, and it will do object detection such as human body or something like that, parts of the human body like eyes, nose, some parts also it will be able to recognize. It will able to recognize the cars. It will able to, like that, different images it can, different objects it can able to detect. Similarly, finally it can able to do also video analysis. So these are the different applications of OpenCV. So this is very, if you want to if the people who don't have the Raspberry Pi, they can install your OpenCV on the Windows also. So this is the place where you will get the guidelines to install the OpenCV. Even if time permits, I will also show how to install the OpenCV on the Windows. Okay. Similarly, Mac system, the whoever wants to work on the Mac, you can follow this particular link. Okay, anyhow, these are the basic things that this is my kit, that what you are showing here. Here I connected that this red dot is there. I'm sorry, this red dot is there. This red mark, this will be place where I can connect my camera to the Raspberry Pi. So this is the Raspberry Pi camera. This is just a cost of 450 rupees, not much more. So you can just for a cost of 450 rupees, you can buy this camera, and this camera is able to connect onto the Raspberry Pi. So now your Raspberry Pi is ready with the OpenCV library, and as well as it is ready to capture the images. So these are the few commands that we have to write to capture the images and all these things. So this is what camera.capture, which will capture the images, and it is IMShow. IMShow means it will show image onto the screen. Okay, cv2.imshow, it will show the images onto the screen. Is there any disturbance in my voice? Is it right? My voice is clear? Can anyone answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is clear.
Okay. Nice. Right. So here using the camera.capture, we can capture the images, and as well as if you want to display that image onto the screen, again we'll write cv2.imshow. So I'm not intended to learn all these things in a single time. So just I'm showing that what are the things that are done in the things. See, these are how we can read the image. cv2.imread. So we can read the image using the cv2.imread, and we can display the image cv2.imshow. And if you want to save that image to the disk, for example, I got some result, I want to store that resulted image. So for storing the resulted image onto the disk, we have to write cv2.imwrite. IMShow is will just display the image onto the screen. Once you close the program, the image will gone. So we're not able to save it. So if you want to save the image onto the disk, then we can write it as cv2.imwrite. So this is for reading from the system. This is imread is for read the image from the system. This imwrite is to write the image to the system. Okay. So right, these are the few basics about this particular thing. So let me directly enter into the demonstrations. So let me open my Raspberry Pi here. It is ready with a VNC here. VNC is there. It is ready here. So let me open my VNC viewer here, and let me maximize this. Sorry. Okay, let me expand this. Is it now good, or I think it is still small?
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay, then that's fine. I'm not getting this. I'm really sorry. Okay. So anyhow, let me open the program over here. So for that particular purpose, let me close this. Let me open my desktop over here. So here on this particular case, let me open these. Here we'll have desktop demo ML. So here we have something called object detection using the deep learning. So let us open this particular file over here, deep learning object detection. So let us right click this and open here. So let me quickly explain what this program will do. So it will import the libraries called two libraries, or one is called NumPy and second one is called CV2. So CV2 is nothing but your OpenCV, that what we discussed earlier, that it is a OpenCV library which is used to read the images, and if you want to do some processing and all these things, and if you want to display that image, so these are all things will be done by the CV2 OpenCV library. This is also not only read the images and write the images, it will also do the processing of images. So in this particular program, I'm using a DNN, nothing but deep neural network. So I used a DNN methodology here to analyze your images, and it will give the output. So what exactly this particular program will do? So if you are really observe this, so if you go a little bit down here, we have some classes over here. So what do you mean by these classes? Means these classes are nothing but types of objects. So here there is an aeroplane is there, bicycle is there, bird is there, bottle, bus, car, cat, chair. So like that, different types of objects are there. So these objects are called as classes. So nothing but here in this particular program is able to detect only these kind of objects, not more than this. So there are almost 21 objects are in that. So these particular objects are detected by this particular program. So what this program is going to be right for? See, if you observe this, there is something called readnet from cafe. There is a library called in the CV2. Inside the CV2, we have a DNN library, deep neural network library. Inside the library, we have something called readnet. So what is this readnet from cafe means? It will read the existing files. Once again, I'm repeating here. What this readnet will do? Readnet will read the existing files. One is called prototext.txt file, and the second one is called cafe model. What is this cafe model? So cafe model is a model which will trained by the 21 objects which we have seen earlier. So here we have seen in the top, here we have seen the 21 different objects are there in this particular thing. So these are the 21 different objects that we have seen earlier. So these 21 models are already trained by this particular model. This is called mobile net SSD deploy dot model. Let me end here this dot cafe model. So this is going to be a model which is going to be defined by this particular 21 objects. So this model that we are taking inside the net means here we are creating a instance of this model. So now what happened here, whatever be the image that we are reading from this whatever the image that we are giving to the this particular instance, it will detect that image. It will process that image, and it will set that what are the objects inside the image. See here, for example, I'm taking one example, that example 3.jpg. So what is this example 3.jpg? Let me open this here. See, there are some images already available here. Let us take example 1. So example 1 is having 2 cars. Okay, example 1 is having 2 cars. Similarly, example 2 is having some aeroplane, something like that. I'm sorry, I'm getting some echo here. Can anyone unmute your system? So please mute it.
Unmute, sir. Yes, you can continue now.
Yeah, okay, right. So now, so we can take this image as example 3.jpg I'm taking here. Instead of that, I'm taking example 1. Okay, so this is the where we are giving the image, and this is the what it will take the input. So it will detect, these are the two things which are very important in applying the object detection format. So here net is nothing but what that cafe model, what is the cafe model which is already trained by 21 images. So that for that images we are giving our image as an input. So whatever the image, that example 1 or example 2, whatever the image that is there, that is given as an input to the model. So that what happen here, it will come up with some detections, means some object detections it will come up. So how it will detect? Using the method called forward. Okay, so after this you have so many other things are there, but don't worry about all those things. It will once it is detected, it will create a box around the object. It will create a box around the object, and it will assign a label for that particular object. For example, it's detecting the car, so it will assign a label called car. If it is detecting the aeroplane, it will assign a label called aeroplane. So something like that. It will detect a object, it will create a rectangle box, and it will assign a label onto the rectangle box. So this is what after that every text is, we are putting the text onto the image. So that is called cv2.putText. So whatever the image and whatever the labels we are getting, everything we are writing onto the image. So for that we'll use some put text. Okay, so these are the things that how we can read the things and all these things. In this all this discussion, what is the main important thing is that model. What is that model? So you can see if you open this folder here. So there is a model called proto text model is there, cafe model is there. This is the predefined trained model for that particular 21 objects. You may ask the question here, sir, if I want to detect other than these 21 objects, what I have to do? You have to train your own objects, or otherwise you have to use the models which are richly trained. So other than this mobile net SSD, there is another model is called as YOLO model. So people might have heard about that YOLO model. So there is another model called YOLO model is there. So you can use YOLO model for more number of objects. Okay, so let me run this program here. So whether it is really detecting the objects or not. So let me save this program and run it. So see here, what is our example 1? Input is without any boxes. Earlier you have seen that here, this is our objects, these are our images, this is our example 1. See, this is the original image. I'm sorry. See, this is our original image, and this is our output image. see here, before in output, it is having some cars. So in entire image, it will detect only cars, because this car is an object which is available within the classes. Within the classes, this particular object is available. That's why it is able to recognize these particular cars. I'm sorry, I think the font is in yellow color, so it might be it is not visible properly, but it is recognized two cars. One is here and one is here. So let me change the example over here. Let me change the example over here. So let us take, instead of example 1, let us take example 3. So let us save that. Let us save the program and run it again. So let's close this window. Let's, yeah. See now see this output. So this is output. So many things are detected here. Yeah, it detected the horse, it detected the person. Okay, so it detected some power plant. That is, sorry, I think it is some planted plant. Some point plant is detected. So like that, see, there are other objects also there, but those are not detected. Why? Because these, for example, this flag is there, this ground is there, this pole is there, but these are all things are not detected. Why? Because those objects are not inside the list of classes. So it will detect only the objects which are trained by that particular model. So the model is trained only with these objects. That's why it is able to detect only these objects. So this is a one example. Okay, so let me go for the next one. So before going to that, so let me go for the real time. So that is nothing but we'll start a video. Okay, so that inside the video, whatever the objects are there, it will able to detect those objects. So again, everything is same. Instead of taking the video as a input, see all the classes are there. Same model, that is mobile net SSD, same model is there. Model is same, classes are same, everything is same. But what is the difference here is that this time, instead of taking the still image, we are starting a video over here. And whatever the images captured from the video, those are given as the input for the model. See here, we are given this input as a image taken from the video. So let's run this particular one. Let's run this one, and see here, it is directly recognizing something as sofa. Okay, and let me take here myself, recognizing as a person, I hope. And this is, you can observe that this is my chair. So it is recognizing the different chairs over here. So chair, and one more chair is plastic chair is there, and one official chair is there. So both are, it is recognizing as a chair. So something like that, real time. This is the video that real time. So whatever the object that are listed inside the that particular thing, it can able to recognize those particular objects. So this is the program for recognizing that particular objects over here. So let me close this. Let me close the window. Okay, so just give me 1 minute time, so that I think this screen is not completely fixed. I have some problem with the screen. Okay, you have seen the demo about both how to recognize the if you give a still image, it will recognize the object in the still image, and also if you give a real-time live video, it is also recognizing the objects from the live video. So this is the one of the demo that we have seen from the one of the demos. So let me go for the next one. So before going to the next one, let me do one thing here. I don't know, the screen was completely struck over here.
So you can just close your program and restart your program. So maybe
No, actually my window was completely stuck with the meeting window. So I'm not able to minimize, and all these things are completely I think I don't know how
you take your time, sir.
yeah, just a minute. Actually, how to get this window? It's not responding to any of the switches.
So Bharat, maybe you have to go to meeting control there. You're trying the first one only, right?
Yeah, this one.
Sometimes it happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think there are two things are there, and that's what I'm not understanding that how it is.
So you restart your system, sir. Then
Okay.
I think
Okay. I will just give me a minute. I will leave and I will come back.
yeah. No issue.
So till he comes back, is there any question from the audience? Before you go on to the next demo. Anyone who wants to? I mean, I know you all have the open source hardware, because the reason why we use the open source hardware is that you got lot of support. The earlier question came, right? Which one will use that, or we'll use the Python. So Python has got a good thing is that they have a lot of support available for that. So use the Python stuff onto both the applications. So is there any questions, sir? Yeah, is there any other tools compared to Raspberry Pi for video processing projects? So basically, we have other video processing project tool. For example, Microsoft has got that one Visual Basic one, and AWS has got their own. Amazon has got their own video tool within their AWS. The thing is that they're all paid. We have to pay that. This is OpenCV is an open source. We can use it, free. Download it. It takes some time for the Raspberry Pi board. But if you are coordinating with the say Amazon Web Services Academia, then they give the lot of tools into that. You may try that Jupyter also. Jupyter also has got. We never tried on that, but we never tried any video application on that. Jupyter is also a good one, which has got Anaconda, Jupyter, everything.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I lost my that presenter. So.
Oh, you lost your presenter. Okay, so you have to present again.
Yeah. So, sir, can you please make me as presenter?
I think Dr. Host has to make you presenter. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Bharat.
Dr. Gautam, yes. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, now I think you are able to see my screen.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's fine. So here everything is fine now. Right. Okay, so here, so both the demos you have seen that we'll go for that, and the next one is that we have to see about the face recognition and as well as face detection. So first of all, that if you are giving a video for you, so inside the video first you have to detect your face first, because the human beings have so many parts in our body. So first of all, inside the whole body, it has to detect the face first, and after that it has to recognize whose face is that. So for that particular purpose, we required 3 things over here. So let me open that OpenCV face recognition app. So inside that we have a face recognition. So hello. Sorry. Let me reboot that. But anyhow, in recognizing, I think my voice is audible.
Yes,
your
Bharat,
voice is
your voice is
audible.
audible.
Okay. Yeah. Before Raspberry Pi going to be restart, let me discuss about that. So in face recognition part, we have 3 things to do. One is that first we have to train the faces. So whatever the faces you want to recognize, first you have to train your faces in the database. So that, for example, I want to recognize the 5 persons in a home. So in a home, generally we have parents and we have children and all these things. So we first will train all these faces inside the database, and we can write a small code that whenever these particular images are matched, means anyone in the family members, then door has to be open. So whenever the people are other than the family members, the door has to be closed. So that is a simple face recognition we can write. So for that particular purpose, we require the 3 steps. One is we have to collect the face images. Okay, first we have to collect the images, and that images has to be only face part from the image has to be separated. Only face part has to be separated, and these faces should be trained by the machine, so that the machine should be understand that these are the faces which are familiar to work with. So we have to understand that machine has to be trained by these particular things, and then we can go for the recognition part. So for that particular purpose, let me open my Raspberry Pi over here. Okay, so
So is there any issue, sir, from your side, sir?
yes, yes, actually, might be that Raspberry Pi was uh, strucking. So I will recover it. Just give me 1 minute. I think we'll just reboot the Raspberry Pi. It will come back. It will connect.
Okay, Bharat, meantime, can you
Yes,
bring the slide? Can I bring the slide here? Where just to give them the pictorial diagram, what it talks about it. So face recognition, you have that, or you want me to bring that?
yeah, I think it's almost done. I
Okay,
think it is connected. Yeah, now it is connected.
okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
I'm sorry for the delay, this particular delay. But anyhow, so in this, I will show that what are the 3 steps that we discussed about that. So let me open this here in the face recognition. So there are, if you observe this, there are 3 files are there. One is face data set, so which will collect the images for you, so that whenever you want to collect any images, so it will just collect the images for you here. So you can run this particular thing and you can train the people here. So whatever you want to train, you can just train the people over here. For example, here I want to take one picture over here, just run this particular thing. So it will ask some ID. So let us give some ID as 3. So I'm giving some ID because already ID number 1 is myself in the database. My photos are there, and also ID number 2, some other person is there. So I want to train one more person with ID number 3. So let me train this face ID number 3. So ID number 3 is training with some faces. So you can observe that it is moving here and there. That is nothing but it is taking the image and training it. It is capturing the images and now it will taking the photos over here. Now let us see. Open our database. So this is our data set here. So let's open this. And what is the ID that we have given? ID number 3. So let's open some ID number 3 photos. So here 3.1, 3.2, these are all ID number 3 photos are there. So let us take user 3.1. So see, this is, you can see that it is taken the images from the thing and it will train that. It will take only face part of the image. You can observe this, it will take only face part of the image. Okay, so these are all some images that it has taken. Now let's second program is that whatever the images that we captured in the data set, the second one is we have to train this image, because the machine don't know what are the names of these people and all these things. So first we have to train these images. So for that particular purpose, we'll go for the second program called face training.py. So let us run this program. So okay, let us run this program. I'm very sorry, there is some disturbances coming. Okay, 4 faces are trained now. Sorry, anyone is unmuted? Anyone is unmuted? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so here the 4 faces, there are in the database, there are 4 faces are there. So all the 4 faces are trained now, means the things are ready. So once it is trained, what happened here, it will generate a model called .yml, trainer.yml file. So it will generate a model called trainer.yml file. So this file is generated over here. Okay, after that we have to run the face recognition directly. So the third one option here is that, okay, now the system is trained with different faces. Now it is time to identify that particular faces. I think somebody is unmuted the things. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, now it is clear. Yeah, now it is clear. Okay, so we have trained the 4 different phases now, and it's time to recognize whether the system is able to recognize the things or not. Let us run this program. So what this program will do, it will open a camera. So it is open a video now. So now nothing is there, no one is there in the video. So let me take this part here and let me show my face to a video. So as soon as I shown my face, it is recognizing me as a Bharat. See here, clearly it is recognizing me as Bharat. So let me take the Dhoni's photo, whether it is recognizing the Dhoni or not. So let me show the Dhoni's photo here. I think the name, we didn't change the name of the Dhoni here. So let me close this. Let me close this. What is the ID number 3? ID number 3, we have give some names for that particular people. So here these are the names in the program. So ID number 3 is given as Prajwal. So here we have to give the name as Dhoni, because we trained the number 3 as Dhoni photos, we trained it. So we have to give the third number as Dhoni. See, actually these are all the things which are we have to maintain in a small text file. But this is a small program. I didn't do a large program. It is a very small program. That's why I mentioned the names manually. But generally the names are mentioned in a text file, and we'll read that text file here. But anyhow, in this case, let us see that now it is recognizing the Dhoni or not. Okay, so I run the program once again, and I'm showing the Dhoni's photo to the camera. And let us wait for that. I'm sorry, my camera is shaking. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, now it is showing that Dhoni. So the picture should be very clear, and it should be very zoomed one, because the faces should be very clear, because these are having a very minute resolution. That's why it is hesitate to recognize as Dhoni, because now the picture is clear. So now it is recognizing him as a Dhoni, and as soon as when I comes into picture, it is recognizing me as a Bharat. Okay, so like this we can able to train any number of faces here, and also we can able to recognize those particular people who wants to do all these things. So this is a one more demo. So in this case we have three things. One is face data set. Here we are just capturing all the images from the video, and will train the different faces. So while we are running this, we have to give ID number over here. ID number 1, ID number 2, ID number 1, whose face you want to capture. ID number 2, whose face. ID number 3, ID number 4. So like that, different IDs we can able to give here. For each and every ID, it will take almost 30 images automatically. Okay. No need to gather manually and all these things. If you just in front of the camera, it will recognize your it will take your photo, and it will separate your face from the photo, and it will gather the information. So once you gather the information, the second phase is that you have to train that faces, because system has to know what are all these faces and all these things. So for that particular purpose, we have to train these images. So these are the different files. And the third one is that we have to recognize them. ID number 1 is Bharat, ID number 2 is Krishan, ID number 3 is Dhoni, ID number 4 is my someone called my data Shrestha. So like that, different IDs, you can provide your names over here, and you can recognize your faces. So I think based on this, you can perform your attendance system. So you can easily perform your attendance system over here. So for example, let me show one thing over here. Let me close this. So let me minimize this. So in here in the pie, we have something called attendance system. So here also we can create one CSV file. So where it will, if you open this particular thing, it will mention the attendances here. So like who are present, who are absent, something like Dhoni is present today, Kohli is present, Bharat is present, something like that. It can able to recognize the people. Okay. So like that, we can create a small kind of attendance system using this particular face recognition application. Okay. So these are the different things we can do with face recognition. So before going to the next last demo, so let me have few quick questions, and then I will show one more demo, that is security system. So before going to show that security system, so because it will take 5 more minutes time, I don't want to take much time on that. So but before that, I want to take 1 or 2 questions, and then I will go for the quickly for the security system. Is there any questions? Is it okay?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir, as your experience, which version of Python is better for machine learning project, like Python 2 or Python 3 point?
Actually, sir, Python 2 is already deprecated, so they are maintaining. They are stop maintaining the Python 2.7. But the people who are already working on that Python 2.7, they are using it. But according to my experience, we can better to update the Python 3.6, at least Python 3.6. So if you update it to at least Python 3.6, it will be very beneficial for the people who wants to work on the machine learning and deep learning applications.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So, okay, right. If it is fine, then we'll go for the one more small demo over here. Let me quickly go through that. Sorry. Okay, so let me open here IoT COVID-19 programs. Home security. So in this, let us try for this particular thing, home security.py. So let's open this. So what I did in this, so you might have seen that earlier PPT. So let me once again go through that PPT here, so that so this is the home security part. That what I want to show here is that I'm using a PIR sensor, that whenever any human being comes nearby your door, so it will always scans the living things. When any human being or living thing will comes to your home, then it will automatically switch on your camera. And if once it is switch on your camera, it will able to capture your image, and inside the image it will try to recognize the face. If this particular face is matched with the existing database faces, like that, for example, I was trained with people who are already my family members. So I trained with the I trained the database with my family members, and whenever my family members comes to near the door, it will automatically open the door. So for opening and closing the door, I used one stepper motor over here, and also I'm able to send the information to the cloud. So this is what integration of machine learning and as well as IoT. So here I'm using the sensors, I'm using the stepper motor, and I'm using the image processing. So everything I'm using over here. So this particular application will gives you that a feeling of how to integrate the things from here to there. Okay, so let me show you the demo here. Just a minute. So I'm just connecting all the things over here. Like I connected the PIR sensor, and I'm connecting the stepper motor, and all these things I'm just connecting over here. So once the connection is finished, let me go back to the program here. So inside the program, you can just observe that I imported the CV2 library and URL lib request. So I think earlier some people might have asked that, sir, can I use URL lib? So in this example, I used URL lib. And it's also I used some door control library for controlling the these applications over here. So like stepper motor open and close, stepper motor rotate and anti-clockwise and clockwise. So for that I just opened the door control library, and I used one other cloud called UB-dots. So I think at this instant this is not required for you, but just remember that I used one other cloud call. I used another cloud called UB-dots. Okay, so in this particular one, I connected the things to different one. Okay, so let us take that one. Let us run this. See now it is just waiting for the camera to be start. Human motion detected. So as soon as human motion detected, it is switching on the camera. So it is capturing the image over here. So as soon as it is capturing the image, it is recognizing me as Bharat, and the background it is running the stepper motor. You are able to see that stepper motor is running over here. So that is in the console. In the console, here in the console, you have seen that stepper motor is running. So what is the meaning of this particular thing? It's a very quickly happened. So as soon as I moved my hand through this PIR sensor, it will recognize some human being. So as soon as it is recognizing the human being, it started the camera. So as soon as camera is started, camera captured my face. So as soon as it was captured the face, it will compare this face with the database, existing database faces. Okay, it is already a person is available. So his name is Bharat. So it is known person. So it will open the stepper motor. So stepper motor is activated so that the stepper motor will open the door, or after that immediately it will close the door. So this is what simple image processing is, which is related to some deep learning techniques in the OpenCV, and this PIR sensor and all these things are related to the IoT. So we are combining both the IoT and as well as these particular things. So this is what exactly where we can have so many applications. This is just a sample, a very small sample that I did here, but there are so many lot of things available over here. So for your convenience, so let me run the program once again. Okay, so I'm just moving my hand over here. Human motion is detected, and next it is taking the capturing the image, and again it is captured the image. Automatically it is running the stepper motor. If you are able to see the console is running 2 times. One is opening and one is closing. So this console is nothing but here it is running the stepper motor. Okay, so it is recognized someone. So if it is, what happen if it is not the known person? So then again if it is not a known person, let me escape this. Okay, let me escape this, close it. Close this. So let me show Dhoni's photo to the camera, so that this time what it will react it to, because that Dhoni is it is an unknown person for the database. So let us take that photo here and let us see what it will do. Okay, now it is capturing the image, and now this time see unknown person recognized. It is giving clearly that unknown person is recognized. Alert sent to cloud. Of course, my UB-dots account is not working. It's not activated now, so I may not get the alert now. But the concept is clear that it is send everything to the cloud, and the cloud will send an alert for you, so that some unknown person comes to your home. So please be alert. So something like that. It is recognizing the Dhoni as some other unknown person, and it is immediately sending the information to the my mobile. So this is what a real end-to-end IoT and as well as machine learning application. Okay, so I think these are the different application that I have. I think with this I can stop my session over here. So we'll take some questions. Thank you, sir. Shiva sir.
Yeah, all right. So thank you, Bharat. I think you really combined both IoT and machine learning. Thank you for that. So our goal was to demonstrate some of the theory what we talked yesterday and this morning. So basically, even for your research purpose, if you want to do that, you can take a Raspberry Pi board or this particular board, and you don't have to buy this. You take a simple Raspberry Pi board, and then you can connect the sensors and do that. So in short, for research purpose, it's always better to go for an open source hardware. There are some questions were there, can we go for some of the other than this OpenCV or Python? There are available, but only thing is they're all charged, for that thing. So with that, I think we are concluding this session. Is there any other questions here? There was one question on the Raspberry Pi board. I think 8 GB RAM. Yeah, you can go, up to 32 GB, right, Bharat? Yeah.
Sir. No, actually it is RAM. They are asking about the RAM. So
okay.
Presently, all the demos I showed on the 8 GB RAM only, sir.
8 GB RAM. Okay. So 8 GB RAM is available.
Yeah.
And yes, 8 GB RAM is available. You can for Raspberry Pi 4 now, right, Bharat? You're showing a Raspberry Pi 3.
No, I'm showing on the Pi 4 8 GB RAM only.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So any other question you have got, sir?
See, you can take these are all information as just initiative, so that we have lots of things to implement and lots of things to do. But within the short time, I can touch up all these things. So if any inconvenience is there, we are really regret for the inconveniences. But our intention is fulfilled.
All right. So if there are no questions, thank you so much. We appreciate. I know you guys have got another sessions to come back, but we have given the contacts. Bharat, you can also give your contact.
Yeah, I will share my. I will share my contacts here.
Okay.
Okay. So. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, that concludes the session. Over to the host. If anything he wants to add or anything, over to the host. If host is there.
Okay.
He's not there. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
On behalf of GTU GSET, I would like to thank Professor M. Shiv Kumar, faculty of Santa Clara University, California. And I would also like to thank Mr. Alam Bharat, X-Trans Software Solutions. And this was a very informative session. I would like to thank you all for joining. And for tomorrow's session, the timing will be sent on the WhatsApp group, and it will be from 9 to 12. So thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.